YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new jury.
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless.
Do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 life in Florida
After
State
the
Prison,
YNW Bortlen plea deal news broke, Offset reacted. Damn. Melly getting snitched on by his best friend. Free that boy. He's been locked up way too long. This came after YNW Bortlen was offered a 16-year plea deal with just 1 day to decide. If he rejects it, he faces 5 life sentences plus 75 years. On the sheet, his 5 charges include witness tampering, leading criminal acts, and more. But all of it could be consolidated into a 16-year term with time served. A no-brainer.
Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, you're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, that's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact to the first degree. Those are each first degree felonies. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. Is directing the activities of a criminal. That's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison.
Like the video if you take that deal. Right now, the feds are stacking pressure on Bortlen for 5 reasons. The first, on the night of the crime, during interrogation, an officer asked him straight, "If you know who did this, would you tell me?" And Bortlen clearly got caught lying.
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
The feds knew he lied, not from words, but from how he avoided saying yes or no. He just shook his head no. If Melly had really done it, Bortlen would know. In that intense moment, his voice would have cracked or shifted pitch. But he avoided speaking, revealing fear. Police read it instantly. Bortlen never wanted involvement. He knows the truth, but he wants out. The feds already hold Melly's own admissions. They just need Bortlen to validate.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Terrible timing for Melly, who felt confident. From jail, he even ordered a $100,000 diamond chain to celebrate release.
I would assume
That
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry.
Mm.
And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But yeah. He's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
After a mistrial, Melly was sure he'd beat the case in round 2. Ordering diamond chains from behind bars proved it. But then news broke. His retrial was postponed again. The 4th District Court granted a stay, delaying until January 2027. Prosecutors wanted more time to flip Bortlen. Right after, a no communication order dropped. Melly and Bortlen separated. No calls. No lawyer talks. Silence. Prosecutors' plan? Push Bortlen to snitch, with Melly unable to beg otherwise.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase, it's the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
With Bortlen on their side, Melly's fate in 2027 looks sealed. All Bortlen must do is confirm a few pieces of evidence. And here's why he will. Bortlen won't survive life in prison. Plus, Melly's lawyer once pointed the finger at Bortlen, saying he committed the crime. Since then, the two haven't spoken once.
Courtroom Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Courtroom Henry.
That was Melly's own lawyer exposing Bortlen, telling the jury he was lying to the feds. He had no residue on his hands, and he was with Sack Chaser when he died. They even brought in a forensic scientist to detail the powder residue, or lack of it, on Bortlen's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of heart residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of heart residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was heart residue present on the hands.
Bortlen hated that. So when Melly's mistrial was granted, he tweeted a cryptic message: "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji, hinting acceptance of a deal. What's worse, evidence inside his home gives him every reason to snitch.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness.
Journalist Bryson Paul revealed images of alleged notes found in Bortlen's home. They described jurors' looks and seating. Before Melly's lawyers blamed him, Bortlen had entered court for his own trial date. He scanned the jurors, noting details. It looked like he might retaliate against anyone convicting his best friend.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen had a you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
But once Melly's lawyers painted him guilty, Bortlen stuffed the notes in a suitcase and hid them in his closet. The concern? Bortlen can validate new evidence prosecutors want against Melly. For example, why did Fredo Bang pick Melly up from the roadside on the night of the crime?
And Chris Thomas are. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location, to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens, then about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone call.
Another piece? A Facebook photo of Melly with Young Thug. Prosecutors argue Melly was in the same red team street crew.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him. And he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Devins has big B hand signs displayed.
Right, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and catch.
When prosecutors pushed to use that evidence, Melly shocked the court by yelling at his lawyers. Let them use it. He knew Bortlen would validate anyway. News outlets wrote, today's hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team.
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You objected to it. You're requesting me to determine if it's automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
People in the courtroom heard Melly shout, I don't care. I'm not in no gang. They can't prove it.
I'm aware. 924-071. Call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in a gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death.
Sorry.
Aggravator, that's the enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the for the further conviction, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
But the worst evidence? An ex-O-Block member who snitched on Melly in an interview before King Von's death. Once his best friend, King Von claimed Melly asked him for advice on handling enemies.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
Now with trial delayed to 2027, prosecutors have 2 years to make all evidence usable. If they succeed and Bortlen validates, Melly faces life. But that's not his only problem. His second case looms. In the first trial, Melly was spared only because girlfriend Mariah Hamilton fled the U.S. to avoid testifying. But last month, she tried to return.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.